guys doing today? This is Darius from Dot Out of TV. Welcome to the channel. So today I want to talk about why, for the average man, women have boundaries. Modern women have boundaries for the average man and rules and regulations that he has to abide by. But for the top 10%, 1% of men, the celebrities, the Futures, the Drakes, a lot of the influencers, they basically have no boundaries with them. They pretty much give themselves up with no restrictions. They don't even care if the dude doesn't even know their name. And the reason why is very simple. Women do not respect the average man. Women do not respect the average man. They don't value you. They see you as beneath them, even though you may have more money in your bank account than her because you have discipline and self-control. But the average man, in her eyes, in her perception, because women go off emotional feelings, it feels like you are beneath her because you're not famous, you don't have constant female validation, you don't have attention, you don't have clout. So from her perspective, you ain't nothing, even though you're smarter than her, you have more money than her, you're better than her in every metric. The only thing you don't have is the clout and maybe a certain height requirement that certain women desire, which is kind of funny because only 14% of men in America are 6 feet taller. But most women are extremely short, or shorter than most average men. But it is what it is, though. And like I said, the average guy isn't respected. And even though he would treat her good, he would be able to take care of her and make her his wife. But unfortunately, she doesn't want to be a wife to an average guy because she believes she deserves Chris Brown, Future, Drake, all those guys. She wants those type of men. She doesn't want a guy, even though those men will treat her like dirt. Well, basically, they don't even know her name, and they basically would just use her and throw her away. She's okay with that because they're exciting and they're not boring, quote unquote, because the average dude isn't exciting. But the thing is, a man is not meant to be a woman's entertainment monkey. That's the real misconception. There is no happy wife, happy life. The woman was created to serve a man. Woman coming from the womb of a man. She was meant to take care of you and to help build the family structure to elevate. She's your helper. You are not meant to serve her. She's meant to serve you because you are made in the image of the Most High. So she was always created to do that. This is why women are naturally submissive. This is why when they see a man that's serious, they submit to him. It's their natural inclination that she does that. But unfortunately, due to the modern age where women are so envious of men's authority, natural God-given authority, they want to usurp that, and what I call the Jezebel spirit. They want to usurp that authority because they envy the glory. They don't want to do the hard work that what takes to be a man, because 99% of men are invisible. They only see the 1%, the top 10% of men, or the 1%ers. They see their glory, but they don't see the hard work of what those men went through. Women could not handle the pressures of living like a man. This is why depression rates are so high, because women are living out of their natural feminine essence, because they're trying to live like a man, and it's ruining them. It's making them lonely. It's making them bitter. It's making them depressed. I see it. I work with majority of women, and a lot of them are broke, even though they have bachelor's degrees, master's degrees. They're all broke. When I have more money than them, yet they have higher degrees than me. And the reason why is because as a man, I don't mind hard work, and I don't put my emotions in my job. I do the job, I'm neutral and indifferent. I do the job and I go home. I don't take the job with me, and I don't have any emotional attachment to the job because that's not my passion. And unfortunately, most women are miserable and depressed. They can't handle it. And they're terrible at managing money. This is why our forefathers didn't want them working 9 to 5 jobs. Women were meant to take care of children and take care of the home. That's when they're most happiest. But due to women's envy of men, they want to usurp a man's authority and basically enslave him because of their own jealousy, because they want to be on top. They want to be God, basically, because man was made in the image of God, not woman. When God sees himself in a reflection, he sees man. He thinks of himself as a man. When he came to earth as Christ, he was a man. He wasn't a woman. But that's neither here nor there. Either way, women were meant to be trained in order to be able to live their full potential in their feminine essence. Not to be controlled as slaves, but women were meant to be trained in order for them to grow as women and become great. They need strong masculine leadership where they submit to it, even when they're mad at you. We're not talking about the submission where I'm mad at you, I don't have to do what you say. No, the submission, true submission is I do what you say because you have my best interest, even if I'm mad at you. Because they do what their boss say, even if their boss pisses them off. So what of somebody who actually loves them? They love their career more than their own husbands, their own boyfriends. Somebody who would never leave them, but their job will fire them in a second. And see, unfortunately, men messed up due to their weakness of trying to make a woman happy. You end up destroying the society from within. Man never should focus on a woman's happiness. He should always focus on the Most High, focus on Christ. Because when he loses his focus on what God said, now he has misery in his house because he's focused on trying to make somebody who can't be happy. She can only be content if you train her and humble her. And unfortunately, a lot of black women have a lot of pride and arrogance due to them having degrees. Even though they're broke, they don't have no money, they don't have no man. And they're extremely miserable because they're living in their masculine essence. They're being masculine. And that's not natural for a woman. They're fighting against their own nature. So it's sad because they need strong masculine fathers, but they're raising boys to be emotional women, not men. And the only way for young boys to become masculine men is for women to allow them to be with the father. But men don't have authority because the government is in the way. The government is in the family unit, therefore men cannot have authority over their families. So the average man is suffering because women are putting all these rules and regulations like, I don't have sex on the first night, even though she sucked off a local rapper that didn't even know her name in the back of the alley. All these women taking pictures with Chris Brown, paying him $2,500 to take a picture and he grabbing on the ass. But yet, if you try to get a kiss in, I don't do that on the first date. You see how crazy that is? Because they see you as unworthy. Because in their eyes, you're just an average dude. Who are you? You're not allowed to have multiple wives. You're not allowed to do this. Chris Brown can do it because I perceive him as great, even though he's an emotional child. So, unfortunately, our forefathers knew never let women pick because women are naturally chaotic and self-destructive like children. And they need structure and discipline from a strong, masculine, firm hand, but loving. Firm but loving hand to guide them, because otherwise women will self-destruct because they have no true guidance. And unfortunately, the average man can't save them because the system is put in place where the average man cannot save women from themselves. And unfortunately, that's just the case. So anyways, I just want to drop this quick jewel on you guys. Thank you so much for watching my show. This is Darius from Down on TV.